Abra, thank you so much for your time. Of course, the DA having said that they will file criminal charges against Deputy President Paul Mashatile. Just talk to us about where they are now. We understand, of course, those were going to be laid at the Cape Town police station. Just give us a little bit of details in terms of what is going to happen today and, of course, those allegations of corruption against the Deputy President.
Unati, good morning. Yes, you are correct in everything that you just said. We are at the Cape Town Police Station with the Democratic Alliance, where they are going to be laying charges, as you've just mentioned. But instead of me telling you what's going to happen, let me rather speak to the party national spokesperson, Solly Malatsi, who will be able to give us a more in-depth breakdown of what their plan is today. Solly, thank you for speaking to us today. So you are taking this as a last resort because you have tried to relay your concerns to the president and you weren't happy with the lack of response you received.
Yeah, look, I think there was always going to be a two-pronged process. One was taking into consideration that the Deputy President's appointment is constitutionally the privilege of the President. So from a leadership perspective, we started there to give him the opportunity, in light of these serious allegations that implicate the Deputy President in various acts of corruption, that he take a decision, and that decision would have been to remove him from that position. Given the inaction there, we are now taking the second step of that process, which is to come and lay charges here in terms of the Corrupt Activities Act, so that the Deputy President can have his day in court and these allegations can be cleared. I don't think, given the history of where we come from as a country, particularly with one previous president who was embroiled in all sorts of corrupt stuff, that we can ignore these allegations, and they haven't been rebutted to the extent that inspires confidence, and we still maintain faith in the criminal justice processes of the country, and that is why we think this is the right course of action at this stage.
Now, speaking about confidence, in 2018, at his first, I think it was in the reply to his State of the Nation address, I was in the House that day, and I remember the looks on some of the faces of ANC ministers at the time when he mentioned the lifestyle audits. And yet today, 6 years down the line, we are still waiting for an update on that.
Yeah, that's a crucial element of what has contributed to where we are. Because when you look at the depth of these allegations, had the lifestyle audits been done and completed in time, some of these allegations would have been picked up much earlier, and the president would perhaps have been in a better position to reconsider that appointment of the deputy president there. The other second thing here is, the president came into office on the back of ambitious promises about tackling corruption, a new era of ethical leadership, and we are presenting him with an opportunity to live up to his word, to make that reaction. You don't always need to wait for the law to take its course to do the right thing, but given that he has failed to do the right thing, which is, to fire the deputy president, we are now taking the step of laying the charges today.
Now, speaking of promises, it is the season of promises for all political parties. Some might question the timing of what you are going to do here. Does this have anything to do with elections being around the corner?
Look, absolutely not. It could have always been done anyway. But when you rely on the depth of the allegations, and a lot of these allegations have been coming up in the last few months, and we have taken time to study and assess their veracity, and we believe that they are of the magnitude that they should be tested. And that's why we are laying the charges. Even if it was done, outside of an election cycle, we would have followed the same course of action.
Solly, thank you so much for your time. That was Solly Malatsi of the Democratic Alliance explaining to us why the party has decided to take this step today. It is part of a two-pronged approach. He says they have already gone to the president's office to raise their concerns, and this is now the second leg of their action into looking into further detail to get more answers about the alleged corruption charges leveled against the deputy president of the country. But we will be hanging around here for a little bit longer, and we'll catch up with you later on. Unati?
Abra, I hope you can hear me. Before I let you go, of course, there has been no response from the president. Has there been any form of response from the deputy president, specifically in terms of what the DA is doing today?
Unati, as soon as I'm done here, I'm actually going to go and get hold of the Deputy President's office and get his side of the story and get his response to exactly what is happening here. So that is my plan of action once I leave here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Abra Barbier, there for that. Of course, DA Leader John Steenhuisen today set to file criminal charges against Deputy President Paul Mashatile at the Cape Town police station. Of course, we will be monitoring those developments with Abra and, of course, see what the Deputy President has to say around this move by the DA.